you look downstream as well, you know, you really don't have a lot of space for that volume of water to go. And that becomes a real big consequence of really living within the floodplain. Where do you put your resources? In the symptom or the problem? There's so many mouths on this river that had domes of 5-7 feet of material of that size, and that's not the problem. The problem is, why is it there? Where did it come from? How can we prevent that from happening again? Move up in the watershed, and you know what? The answer is right in front of our noses. This area could be lowered down several feet and could handle very large storm events that could provide some relief to the downstream areas, whether it be a town or the infrastructure there, such as the bridges and culverts that are constantly being either maintained or recently replaced at high dollar cost. So an opportunity to stack several benefits: flooding relief, regional stormwater, groundwater infiltration, and then create a restored channel that would improve the fisheries here as well for trout. I want to know how much they spent on those bridges. We gotta go there. You gotta go to the dollar. You can get that by just asking Kadosha or somebody. They're gonna have it, and it's gonna be $4-5 million for some of these bridges.
We'll teach Mother Nature. Guess who got taught? So we took the gamings out, we put the sheet piling in, and then in 2006 it got in behind those sheets and just ripped that all apart. And because of the things that Jock got us introduced to Dave Rosgen and geomorphology. Dave is such a good speaker. I mean, whether you agree with his science or don't, he convinces you by the end of the night. We really are trying to apply his techniques and his science at recovering from some of these events. Going up 67, you basically had $2.5 million in June of 2006. Bridge 6723 is the little structure right on the village line. It's right at Bear Brook. And then general roadway repairs, we're about a mile north of that. That ran adjacent to the retaining wall. The actual retaining wall is site number 8. I've just stuck a little 8 in here to show you where that went. And then as you go up further up, we had Bridge 18A, which was a small elliptical pipe, tremendously undersized, has given us trouble throughout the years. In the event of 2004, it was September 2004, April 2005, we had trouble, both of those events at that location, and then in 2006 it completely wiped it out. We need to get the natural stream bottoms back. That serves two purposes. One, it's a better habitat. Number two, it stands the test of time. Bridge 174, which is site number 3. Okay, and that's the 398,000. This is obviously an aerial view. In April of 05, Bridge 154 was right here. The stream came down, made a hard turn there, went down underneath, and down along this side, right down along the woods. So the bridge was seriously damaged in 05, so we had a PW with FEMA to rebuild it there. We just hadn't gotten to it. And then along come 06, and it blew right straight through here. It left the bridge high and dry.
That's where it wants to be.
Yes, it was down here. So we went back to FEMA and said, screw that site. This is where the stream wants to be.
Exactly.
Let us build it the new bridge here, and that worked for them.
You kind of have been involved in this process since, at least since FUDR started looking at kind of heading up this restoration project. Do you think that working with land studies and getting this kind of science is going to be helpful for, you know, moving forward on all this stuff?
I think the more science that we can apply, I mean, we've certainly learned a lot since '96. I mean, it's really opened our perspective on things. But one of the things that I think we're not going to accomplish is, for whatever reason, whether it's global warming or whether it's a natural progression, we're seeing a lot more violent storms than we've ever seen in the past. And I think the hardest thing to do is going to be to get people out of floodplains. And to get them educated to stop building in floodplains. My family farm is in the Andes. I was born and raised there. It's been in the family since 1878. And the farmhouse is in a floodplain. And it got flooded a lot of times. Just getting people in the mindset that we can't build a berm on both sides of a stream and prevent them from getting flooded. That just doesn't work. And I know it's home, so it's hard to get out of that. We call floodplains for a reason. One of the things that we are very concerned about, we as a county, and I don't know where FUDR is coming in on this, but the DRBC is proposing to put in some regulations that are really contrary to what we've been trying to do.
Where we're coming out on this is a big part of this whole program is we're hoping for the good of all, we can convince the people that are in the areas that if they weren't there, by giving us access to or participating in the buyout program, just like Bernie Wormuth,
Yes. Yes.
But he finally said, you know what,
Yes.
it's not just for me,
Right.
too, it's for my neighbors, it's for my family. How did it all go down when the flood came?
Just the rain started coming and didn't let up. And just kept rising, and next thing you know, we went through the night, and 3 days later I was able to get here, and it was pretty much done for.
Was there anything that could have been done to help the flooding here?
Maybe we should have, the DEC should have helped a little bit more, I think, after the last flood to for stream bank repair, and the restoration aspect, because they pretty much leave it up to the individual.
How do you think that the streams turned out now?
As far as the fishery goes, I've lived here my whole life, 37 years, and I've fished it since I was probably 4.
Right.
I could see a decline as far as the rainbow trout go.
What's your thoughts on that? Why do you think there's less fish?
Loss of habitat, and people are ignoring the stream. Being that my father owned this property and I had grown up across the street,
Right.
and I fished this forever.
Yeah.
It's your home. It's
part of your soul.
It is. It really is. We'd get together here, family-wise, and throw horseshoes and have barbecues, and this was just our spot.
Right.
And I would trade it all to have it back,
Yeah, man.
but
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
What are the actual damage of the flood? Can somebody please give me that in millions, please? Because what we're talking about is a drop in the bucket. If you can demonstrate and quantify the volume of water that's holding, that becomes your best management practice, and guess what? That's where your trout fishery is going to be. This is a stacked benefit system.
Sort of like a dream. No, better. Sort of like a dream. No, better. Sort of like a dream.